let's talk about when I choose to use a sketch and when I don't. So most of the time, I would say probably 75 to 90% of the time I'm scrapbooking, I'm using a sketch. Why? Because it's so easy to get you started. You don't really need to think about photo placement. You don't really need to think about paper placement. And you know that your layouts are going to turn out amazing. So those are the primary reasons I use sketches. I also use sketches for contests. So for example, a Cherry on Top has a weekly sketch where you can earn some cherry points. And that's what this example is from. I used a Becky Fleck sketch from a Cherry on Top to get some extra cherry points. Another reason I would use a sketch is because I don't know where to put my photos. And in this case, I had a ton of photos to put on my page, but I didn't know how I wanted to put it. I didn't know what paper to use or how to place the paper with this many photos, and I think this turned out super cute. Another reason that I use sketches is because it helps me play on my mixed media. And in this case, the challenge was to use a stencil that was a mask, and I didn't know what to do with that. So I looked at a sketch and I found this one where it had some background stuff that I could use for where my stenciling was gonna go. And that worked out perfect. So let's talk about reasons I don't use a sketch. In this case, I had 2 horizontal photos. The easiest way to do that is to stack them right on top of each other. The other thing that I wanted to use in my kit were these frames. So what better way than to stack them on the left-hand side there? And I was able to use my stickers inside the frames. So when the pieces line up in a way that just makes sense for your page, you don't necessarily need to use a sketch. In this case, I did not use a sketch. This is another case where I had 2 vertical photos and I knew I wanted them to be right next to each other. I couldn't cut them down. So what do? You use just them right next to each other. And I knew I wanted to use this rainbow piece of paper because of the story that I was telling. So I couldn't really layer paper on top of this. So I picked a big title and did some stenciling in the background to really emphasize my story. And that's it. Super simple page. Loved how it turned out. Another reason I wouldn't use a sketch is to be creative. So I knew I wanted this picture to have something to do with mountains, and I really wanted to use this collection from Vicki Boutin's Storyteller because I hadn't broken into it yet, and it just turned out that I wanted to be creative. I drew the clouds, I cut out the mountains, and I used some ephemera from her new Old Soul collection pack of ephemera, which I'll link down below if you'd be interested in that. So several reasons not to use a sketch and other reasons to use a sketch. So whatever you choose to do, your pages are going to turn out awesome. You're getting your story told and it's going to look great. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.